right, everybody, it is Friday. It's back. It's the October 30th. It's a great day to absolutely be moving into the November. It's our last business day of October. There are a lot of crazy things happening in this world. There's a pandemic. There's an election here in the U.S. There's so much going on. But the fact is we can be optimistic because we are working in an industry that is providing help and support to small and medium businesses, helping them survive, helping them thrive through this pandemic, through all these tough times. And we can do that because we work in something that actually provides real help. We give them money and technology to help them run their business. We're going to be talking about how you can make $100,000 in November and you can feel good about it right here on the High Five. Let's go.
The time has come, the questions are said, opinions hide, discussions are led, a show about nothing and everything, it's all the same. We've got sports, entertainment, sales, and marketing. It's time for the High Five. We've got it all covered. It's time for the High Five. We've got it all covered. Yeah. The High Five.
The High Five and the crew is all back together. It is from the Warsaw, Indiana, after spending a week in the greater Bay Area celebrating his son who got married last weekend. It's Mr. Brian Linke. Brian, you look a little lighter because I think you spent a lot of money. How are you, Brian?
Okay, Nate, the amount of money I spent is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But
hey, you only do it once. It only happens once, right?
One time, and it was all worth it. And we got through the COVID wedding, and it was better than I could have ever imagined. But glad to be back. Glad to be back. It's always good to get away, but it's always good to get home for a little bit and recuperate. But today is Nathan Manahan's birthday.
You broke up a little bit there, but I got the end. Yes, it is my birthday.
Nathan Manahan's birthday. I'll say it again.
There
Nate's
we go.
Birthday.
It
Happy
is my birthday.
Nate.
Thank you. I am the Anthony Rizzo year or the Rick Fox deep look high school number year as I turn 44 and get a year wiser this year. So
it's the number I wore in high school, Nate.
Were you number 44?
I was.
Let's see. I was number 31 because of Reggie Miller, and he was my champion. All right,
Reggie Miller wasn't born when I was in high school.
Well, that no comment. All right. Mr. Daddy Shard, how are you, sir? We've been, you are now, 2 weeks, and Lucy's been with you. Your new added child. You're now a parent of 2. Probably feels like you're, you're man-to-man still, so you're not zone defense. How are you and your wife doing?
We're doing awesome. Lucy Lynn Shard is 2 weeks old today. So, Nate, you guys share a day for right now. We're doing good. We're up every few hours, but yeah, we're able to kind of tag team it a little bit and go man to man. So it's going well. Things are great.
All right. Well, it is time to go our main topic.
I will say though,
go for it, Danny.
I am not looking forward to the future and looking forward to spending the amount of money that Brian Linke spent this weekend on a wedding.
And that was for his son.
For his son, right? So I know it's different for daughters. So I am.
Is it different for daughters? Because nobody offered me any money.
I'm starting saving right now.
I thought isn't the tradition that the girl pays?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not sure what happened.
The father is supposed to pay for the rehearsal dinner, or the groom's parents are supposed to pay for the rehearsal dinner, and the bride's parents are supposed to pay for the wedding.
Here's why I think probably one in a pandemic, the rehearsal dinner going into the wedding ceremony and going into the reception, it was hard to tell the difference between the two. So the one who started picking up the tab just kept paying. That's my guess what happened there in San Francisco.
Right. I don't
the card out.
And I don't know why they come to me first. What am I supposed to do? Like push it off? I reach into my pocket, grab my wallet, and pay it.
All right. Well, talking about, I was thinking about this topic. We're gonna just talk for the next few minutes, and you saw that the title of this, if you're looking at YouTube, is "How to Make $100,000 in November." And a few years ago, when Brian Linke got into this industry and Danny first jumped into this industry, making $100,000 in 1 month, and what I mean is doing business that's going to pay you $100,000 fairly quickly in the next couple months. You're not going to make it all in November. It is a very real possibility now. It's not something that's totally far-fetched or out there, Star Wars, Star Trek, out in the fake. It's a real possibility. We a lot of times talk about what does it take to make $100,000 in 1 year. But Danny, I was thinking, sometimes it's not that far-fetched. Let's just start with how many $100,000 merchants on Edge would it take for you to make in the next 3 months by the time you get all your true up bonuses to make $100,000?
You could literally sign up 5 merchants doing $100,000 a month on cash discounts and make $100,000 in the next 3 months. And that's the thing that what we're talking about here is not necessarily making $100,000 and seeing that $100,000 in your bank account this month, in the month of November, I should say, here next week, starting next week. But positioning yourself to what you do here in November is going to make you $100,000 in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And it's a reality. Nate, like you said, prior to cash discount, prior to a lot of the movement to these point of sale systems that we're seeing that are becoming more and more popular, and most specifically with cash discount though, making $100,000, you had to have probably 20 to 30 accounts a month. You had to have at least 300 to 400 accounts on your portfolio to have that in a residual earning, as well as bonuses and trying to make money off of equipment. There was a lot of work that had to be done to make that $100,000 and get into that 6-figure setting. And now, you can do it on a relatively small amount of merchants and do it with bonuses, either equipment sales or placements, and that residual earning that you're going to get on those programs.
All right. So we know 4 or 5 merchants of $100,000, and there are plenty of those $100,000 merchants out there, but they may make slower decisions. They may be harder. They're competitively priced. They may, there's things that may come into, you don't have access to 4 or 5 $100,000 merchants that you can go after just for the month of November. But let's just say that we back it down to $40,000 merchants, and this is where the most merchants are at. If they're processing $40,000, we know that they are in the clear, small, medium business size business. They're growing. They're most likely going to sustain unless they have their margins are way too little. They are something they're going to continue to process. And if you're doing $40,000 a month, Brian, just off one account that you placed a Pay Anywhere, let's say, smart POS in, and it sits on their counter and it's making their customers happy with the fancy little screen on the front, and they're processing $40,000 at cash discount. How much money are they going to start seeing just in their bonus true up and in their monthly residual?
Okay, so and I tell partners every single day that, to me, the ballpark number, if you're looking, because that's always the question. Well, how much can I make, right? So the ballpark number on cash discount, in my opinion, is you're making 1% on the processing volume, right? I mean, it could vary a little bit, but so on $40,000, you're making $4,000, right?
$400
a month. $400 a month.
$400, right? $400 a month.
Yep.
Okay, and then add that to the true up at 15. You said Pay Anywhere, right? So we're doing 15 times.
Yep.
14.
We're doing good math here as Brian gets his calculator out, and this is where it's pretty simple.
$5,600, is that right?
Yeah, so yep. $5,600 off one merchant doing $40,000 that you're going to make off the work. And really, what I always say is, the truth is, we're saying $100,000. You're going to get paid that by February after they do the full processing, and we do the true ups and all that. But the fact is, if you're going to make $400 a month, what's 400 times 12? What are you going to make just in 2021, just off that one account?
Right, it's $4,800 on one account. I mean, yeah. It's the money in this. I remember when I first started doing this, Matt Hoskins told me that I had to sell the 100 deals a month to make $100,000, right?
A year,
and
100 deals a year.
Then I started like getting really confused and looking at tiered pricing and things like that. And I'm like, okay, how in the world are you going to do that? I mean, there's just not, especially in Warsaw, Indiana. I mean, there's just not, I don't know if there were enough merchants to do that. But now we're in a time, as crazy as it is, the whole pandemic thing. And okay, but the promotions that the residuals that we're paying and cash discount and the bonuses, I mean, this is crazy as it sounds, this is the best time to be working at PayProTech right now.
Well, it is. And Danny, let's come back to you. The fact is that not Pay Anywhere we pay because it's a cell phone. We're trying to promote that product, but it's not the right product for every merchant. And in fact, we have our promotion going in the fourth quarter for all of our other products that will cover the first year of their SaaS fees, their software fees, which are anywhere from $50 to $100. If they're doing $15,000 of volume a month on Edge pricing, on our cash discount pricing, it's a great promotion. In fact, we're about to roll out, and you'll see it this afternoon, that we have some slicks where we say you don't even have to pay until 2022, because we now are into that stage where, look, your merchant's not going to pay anything up front or any monthly until 2022. It's a great selling point, and you still are going to get a 12x bonus. Can you talk about a little bit about, because that's really where a lot of, we see a lot of Pay Anywheres, but we also are seeing a lot of Paradise, a lot of Hot Sauce, a lot of Retail Cloud, a lot of Solido. And we're seeing these merchants being able to have even a greater selling point because they're able to walk into the merchant and say, well, look at how much you're saving.
Well, if I can interrupt for one second,
I
actually just talked to a partner, and we're trying to close this deal, and the merchant's using ShopKeep right now, and which is a proprietary POS, and it's hard to get in the door, right? I mean, because they basically have the stranglehold on everything. I mean, to come in, to try to sell against that, it is difficult, especially back in the day when, POS systems were, thousands of dollars. But now, now you can go in and tell the guy, hey, we're going to give you the hardware, 12 months free software fees. Okay. Well, now he can look at it because, and a lot of these guys, and, you have to keep talking and get him to say it, are unhappy with ShopKeep. I mean, unhappy with the POS system that they're using now. Well, now you're coming in and saying, okay, listen, you can get rid of that whole thing. Okay, so now you're not locked into something where they have the stranglehold on it. We're going to give you the hardware. We're going to give you 12 months free. So for 2021, if you sold the deal, next month, you're basically getting a year's free. I mean, so I don't know. To me, it's never. I'm not going to say it's easy because this selling is not easy, but it's easier than it used to be.
Well, and I think, going back to, it's the opportunity that is here that is so great. We're not saying this is easy work. This is hard work. It has to be strategic. We're here to help you try to figure out what that strategy is. If you're starting out from zero and have never had any network, it's not something you're going to be able to do in November. But if you have your network, if you have a group of merchants that you already have connections with, if you have a strategy to be able to see 100 merchants, you're going to be able to close an amount that may get you to an incredible return because of the opportunity here. And that's what we're trying to put. And it's a great win for the merchant. Danny, I think I just continually say to our partners, and I was talking to several yesterday, there may never be a better time, because I can't imagine we're going to run this type of promotion again. And it sounds kind of like I'm doing a Ron, selling some Ron Papil or whatever his name was that always did the middle of the night television ads, and I'm going to sell you this great piece of hardware, and it's what a great thing here. But this is real, and I don't, the bonuses, we are kind of driven by the market right now because we're all competing against each other for you guys to sell with us. But I don't see it going any higher, because eventually we're going to start saying, look, we're giving you such great value. We're going to have to start pulling back on some of these bonuses. So making November the best month ever seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, this is a salesperson's dream scenario to have a program like this. I mean, if you want to make six figures in 2021, you've got to take advantage right now, right? You're going to position yourself to do that by what you do here in November and December, because you're just not going to see an opportunity like this. Right now, it's prime opportunity to be able to not only set merchants up for programs like this and get them into POS systems, but like Brian's talking about, take them from the current system that they're in, right? And it's so hard to do And we talk about that often, right? They're more sticky. Get them into a point of sale system because they're stickier. Well, that's also because they've made an investment. There's a lot of work that goes into it for a lot of our partners that have done these. They're programming, they're adding inventory, they're running lines, they're, putting all the hardware in, they're training their staff. There's a lot that goes into getting a point of sale system in, and that transition to a different system can be challenging. And most of that focus is going to be on the cost of it, right? Because they've already made an investment in this system. Perhaps it doesn't do everything they need it to do, but they've already made this investment. So you're selling them on cash discount and say, look, I can get you into this system at no cost, and you're not going to pay anything for 12 months. Basically, don't pay anything for 2021. That's a massive selling point, and you're going to be able to transition a lot of merchants from those systems that they're not fans of, like Brian's talking about, get them away from those, get them into something that's going to be a better fit for them, eliminate their processing fees, eliminate their software fees and their license fees for the point of sale, the hardware cost, all of it, everything that they invested into the current system that they're in, they're not going to see a cost for. They're going to get a better system. They can eliminate fees. You're not going to have a selling point like this. And if you can do that and just close 10, 20 accounts over the next 2 months, you're going to position yourself to make well over 6 figures in 2021, just on what you do right now.
Well, that merchant that I'm talking about, I mean, I'm not sure you would have ever had a chance. I mean, just because
Sure.
you walk in there, even back, back in the day when, POS systems were thousands of dollars, obviously you never would have a chance. But, I'm not really sure, if we weren't giving, this away and the fees, the software fees are free for 12 months. I'm not so sure that would be, it'd be difficult to go in there and sell to that guy. And there's a lot of those guys out there. The other thing people don't understand is, when Paper Tech, when Danny Shard and Billy West and all these smart guys put all these promotions together, I mean, we're hoping, obviously that, this is a really good thing for the agent, but it also has to be a really good thing for Paper Tech. And I don't think we know until the promotion is over, or at least halfway through, whether or not this was good for Paper Tech. So in my opinion, take advantage of it while you have it, because, we'll run it again, but we're only going to run it again if we're making money doing it, right? We're not going to run it again if we lost money doing it. So right now it's good through the end of the year. Okay. You know what? January 1st, it's like, oh man, we made all this money. Let's do it again. Or it's like, okay, you know what? All these agents are making all this money, but we kind of took a bath on it. Let's think of something else, right?
That's absolutely right. And that's what the point is today. You can set yourself up for success in 2021 and 2022 and 2023 by what you do in November and December. And there is a real opportunity here for great gains. We're putting everything we can into this promotion. We are seeing you can put your hat in the ring and things you've never been able to do before. All right, as we close up, gentlemen, I'm going to bring up some music, get us going. It's been, it's Friday. It's the last business day of October. Tomorrow's Halloween. It's a different world. Some of us may be dressing up, some of us not. It's around here, trick-or-treating is strongly discouraged. Yet I have a pile of candy that I am going to put in little baggies, and if people show up, they are welcome to come and take them. But it's a different world. We know that. But it's also an opportunity. And no matter what goes on this coming Tuesday, no matter all the things that go on, small and medium businesses will continue to exist. They will continue to fight, and we're here to help them, and we're here to help you have the tools to do that. Brian, Danny, who wants to go first? What do you say to celebrate and encourage our partners as we go into November?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you that my neighborhood, these people are relentless. So I don't care if COVID, pandemic, no, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. These kids are going to be at my door, knocking it down. I mean, knocking it down, right? Trust me. You know what I want to talk about real quick is, Danny and I joke about, if you're half a salesman, by the time Friday afternoon rolls around, 1, 2 o'clock, it's probably time to, open up that first beer and kind of take a look back. And I am totally in agreement with that. And I'm actually the one who told Danny about it, and he agreed with me. But the other thing is your plan for next week starts today. It doesn't start Monday morning. It doesn't start over the weekend. And the reason it doesn't start over the weekend is because we're all busy, family, kids, things come up, whatever. And we're just not doing it. So your plan for next week starts on Friday afternoon. you should be putting together what next week looks like on Friday afternoon, or at least thinking about it, and then putting down notes once you get home on Friday evening. So Monday morning comes and you're off and running.
Oh, I love it. I don't know. I can't say anything better than that. Mr. Danny Shard, what do you have to say?
It's been an awesome October. Yeah, like Brian said, I think the kids in my neighborhood are going to be knocking the door down as well. I have a Paw Patrol character and a little pumpkin this year. But like we're talking about, you want to make six figures next year. It starts next week, right? I mean, we've gone through a great October. Starting next week, get after it. Take advantage of it. You got costumes to pay for. You got weddings. You got birthdays. You got school. I mean, take advantage of what we're giving you right now. You can close a small number of merchants and make six figures next year, and we want to help you do it. So
the plan starts today.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, plan
starts today.
It does.
Plan starts today.
And I just think this. I look down at my phone, and it's my birthday, and I'm thankful for all the greetings and the birthday wishes and the people that I haven't thought of in the last year who are coming out and on Facebook, on LinkedIn saying happy birthday. But I saw one just pop up, and it made me think this. It was, and Brian would know this name because I grew up in Warsaw, Indiana, where Brian is, and it was the mayor when I was growing up, Jeff Plank, just wished me a happy birthday on LinkedIn and said happy birthday. And I thought, what in the world of opportunity we live in when the mayor of the city that I grew up in can wish me a happy birthday on this day. It means that we are all interconnected. We have a plethora and a mountain of opportunity, and we just have to continue to figure out how to take part of that. And what Brian said, figure it out today, because November can be your month. It can be your best month. October has maybe been your best month ever. Let's make November even better. Maybe October has been pretty, cruddy for you. Whatever it is, let's make November the better month. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. We're going to put the promotions together to do that. But on top of that, we're going to sit down with you, help you brainstorm, help you come up with ideas. If you need help, we're here for you. We're trying to figure it out. We're doing everything we possibly can. And we will talk to you guys next week. Thank you guys all for it. High five, everybody. And we will